Hello everybody, can you hear me tonight? Okay, and what I mean by everybody, there's probably just one person in there. Oh wait, okay, we got Goji Shay, we got Brands Films, and Warrior Kings. Okay, so we got three familiars here. So I don't know how long we're gonna go tonight. I just kind of want to just test the waters and see how I do this time around. So I plan on not having any guests show up. Maybe in the last half an hour, but that's a big, big maybe. So it's just me taking questions and whatever you guys want to do. I'm going to be starting some work on artwork soon, although is it just me or does the picture come out fuzzy on your guys' end? Okay. So, okay, let's see what we have to say in the comments. Goji Shay says, alright, I'm here for a little bit. Alright, Goji Shay, if you have any questions, you might well ask him now, and then I'll answer them throughout the night. Gives you something to watch tomorrow. Warrior King, he asks, in addition to this title, should aliens invade the Earth? Depend on whether they enslave the populace or lay eggs in their brains. A variety of aliens or sort that wants to legitimately help us and get our shit together. I would gladly take the latter, but I'm getting so cynical these days, maybe we should get our asses beaten by something of a completely non-human nature. Okay. Warrior King then follows up, Dino Funk makes everything better. Brands Film is not at all is not at all happy with the Dino Funk. Goji Shay says, what kind of aliens are we referring to here? Any of them. Because, we can't do any worse than we can here on Earth. So, and I will discuss my thoughts on what's going on, where. Maybe later tonight, but you know how YouTube is. You say anything controversial and they kick you out, like in the first few minutes, so I gotta wait for at least an hour. But we'll try to do flavor stuff as I try to do our work. Then I'll be going to the full screen display pretty soon. And we have Doomzilla with us. Hello, Raph. Hello, Doomzilla. So that's about 1, 2, 3, 4 regulars. So, okay. So yeah, I don't know what the future of this channel is going to be, based on several things. But I will say I'm not going to stress out over minor stuff anymore. But I noticed that when I was doing the Ultraman Trigger related show, and at least doing these night owling things on a weekly basis, I got a lot more support and notice from YouTube itself. The fact that I had to take almost a 2-month break due to a lot of things happening during December kind of ruined that goodwill, so to speak. So I'm going to see what I can do throughout March and April. I do know I'm going to be uploading a bunch of short videos on the 1st of April for obvious reasons. There was a big project, there was sort of an improv project a friend wanted to discuss. But he's having cold feet over it, so alright, Brands Film says aliens should really just stay away. We're doing enough moronic invading ourselves. No. I'm getting to the point in my life, it's like, yeah, let them come over. We'll see what happens, for better or ill. Remember the aliens from VRAF? Things can always be worse. Yeah, but the aliens was 1980s mainstream television aliens. So, and then of course Doomzilla says, screw YouTube's algorithms. Yeah, it really does kind of suck. And, but yeah, so yeah, there we go. So, alright, so let me go to the full screen display. Okay, transition. Okay, so, alright, what am I doing with this character here? Oh yeah, we are going. I'm going to be coloring him throughout the night. I'll explain what he is in a little bit, but yeah, I'm gonna. Unfortunately, I'm using a screen I'm not too familiar with, so this might be a little more clunky than usual. Oh yeah, for example, I can't see. Yeah, this is cute. Okay, we don't need you. We don't need you. I don't know why the screen is so small. I don't. Is it the computer screen here? I highly doubt it. Oh, what's this? There we go. Okay, that barely helps. Yeah, that barely helps. Okay. On a wider screen, it looks great, but on this second screen I'm now using, it looks like kind of terrible. So we'll see what happens. All right. And yeah. Okay. So let me make sure I have the computer screen ready, so I can at least see your guys' comments while I'm working on this thing. Dual screens are terrible. Okay. Oh, that's cute. What the hell's going on there? Okay. Brands Film says, my feet are warm and toasty. What are you talking about? Okay. Goji Shea, I don't know what that's referring to. Goji Shea says, I think I remember you saying Logan's Run was one of your favorite sci-fi movies when you were little, Raph. I got it on DVD for Christmas. Could you explain, if you could, why you're a fan of it? Well, that's a good question to start us off on. Unfortunately, like a lot of nostalgic stuff from one's childhood, I think it's largely a case of readability. Readability, is that a correct word? Readily available. Oh, it's a combination of readily available, or availability is what I was trying to say. Because when something's constantly airing on cable television so much that you can catch it on an almost monthly basis, it does affect you. And as a little kid, probably from ages 7 to 11, there was no pun meant there. Logan's Run used to air all the time on Turner Network Television, better known as TNT. And oh god, what is it? TNT, they would play a lot of really cool science fiction, horror, monster movies, and just movies in general, because Ted Turner had a massive film library. A lot of it has been somewhat transferred to Turner Classic Movies, because now to these days, both TBS and TNT, they don't air movies as often as they used to. And I think it's just a kind of a cheaper way to do it than just air constantly the same syndicated reruns and much more profitable sports programming. I think that's one of the main reasons TNT's attempt to do late night television interview shows were kind of cleaned off the map as soon as possible. First with George Lopez, followed by Conan. They still do their own original sitcoms here and there, so at least I have to give credit for TBS there, but I really don't know what the hell is up with TNT's deal. So it is a shame, because I remember TNT used to be one of the most reliable movie-based networks growing up, and with that said, Logan's Run used to air all the time, maybe a little too much. I think it's sort of like the joke that Joe Bob Briggs would even mention. It's like, oh great, we're going to show the Beastmaster again and again, and Beastmaster 2 again. And I think even TNT, they had so much success with Beastmaster reruns that they even produced their own low-budget, soon-to-be-sold to television TV series version of the Beastmasters. But yeah, Logan's Run was one such show. No, one such movie, although the TNT definitely showed the television series whenever it could, usually as filler after Monster Vision was done and it couldn't fit a whole movie or something that nature. So yeah, and Logan's Run, for what it is, the plot is basically, it takes place in the distant future, long after an unknown apocalypse. although knowing the 70s was probably something Cold War atomic. And in it, what we know is left of humanity is a civilization where if you're not allowed to live past 30 years old, or else you are exterminated. But it's done in such a way, under the supervision of a massive computer, that hold on, I gotta think. That it makes it seem like a person's being renewed with their old body being destroyed and them being reborn in a nursery, when in reality it's just an elaborate hoax to keep the population in check by a supercomputer that really isn't evil. It's just doing what it's been programmed to do, and it's probably one of the main reasons it loses out in the end. The titular Logan 5, the fifth version of the so-called Logan cycle, of course, again, bullshit. He's a Sandman who's basically a police officer who is tasked not only to maintain order like a usual police officer, but as his name infers or implies, he also shoots down runners, individuals who live past their 30-year mark and are considered fugitives who are better off to be destroyed. And considering this has been happening for an unknown amount of time, and he's merely Logan 5, I'm guessing maybe Logan originally started as, I don't know, it's just some stupid theory I'm not going to get into. I'm already making this complicated as is. This is 70s sci-fi based on a novel. Apparently the novel was more elaborate than either the movie or the television spin-off. Although the television spin-off definitely took elements from Logan's run. So what happens was the supercomputer, fearing for the longevity of its civilization, tasks Logan to find Sanctuary, which is apparently a place outside these futuristic city domes where runners have been able to find Sanctuary. And in the process, he is the diamond in his hand, which is supposed to say when you're supposed to die, or when you reach your end time of 30 years or so. It's artificially altered to, basically go out, and he still had a good 5 years on him. Doing so, now of course this means he's supposed to go on the run and find Sanctuary and destroy it or report it back to the supercomputer. But in this case, he has a change of heart, and mainly this is because of, oh darn, what's her name? Got Jessica 6, I think her name is. Hold on, let me get the characters' names. To be fair, I haven't seen Logan's run in ages, so I can't really. I know there's Logan 5 himself, and played by Michael Rourke. Oh wow, characters with normal names like Francis. Okay, there's a big surprise. Okay, he teams up with a female named Jessica 6, played by Jenny Agutter, and I have a funny story about her very soon. And although she's far from reaching her end date, she decides to team up with Logan and try to find Sanctuary herself, since she's been kind of sympathetic towards runners and even helped them best they can. And it's one of those 70s sci-fi films where it's really just a series of sketches as they go on to their quest to find Sanctuary, which leads to some of the scary parts within the dome and to some of the unknown areas outside the domes, and of course a lot of minor characters and side characters get killed along the way, are met and many killed along the way, including the most memorable of all, Box, a freezing robot who apparently lives outside the domes, and despite his incredibly pleasant demeanor, has a really dark and scary secret to him. And I'm not going to go into more detail because I think the movie is worth watching just once. But yeah, I think there really wasn't really many adventurous science fiction films that was readily available on television. Readily available. That's what I meant to say. That was on television back then. Oh yeah, every once in a while you might get ABC playing Star Wars or something of that nature. But for the most part, science fiction films on television were not aired as often outside the old cheapies or low budget affairs that never really did well at the box office to begin with. So TBS and TNT were very good places to go to. Although late night television definitely had a lot of oddball, miscellaneous stuff you could catch every once in a while. I know our local KTMA Channel 5 here in Los Angeles used to air Godzilla movies and the Jerry Anderson puppet films that were not readily available on cable television. That's for sure. It's like TNT and TBS had like no TNT had like classics like Thunderbirds or Go and Thunderbird 6. Meanwhile, you got the crappy edited down movie made from edited episodes, Thunderbirds in Space, or the Captain Scarlet and the Mysterions the compilation movie. So yeah, Logan's 5 was always something cool to watch, and of course, back then, KTLA. All right, thank you, Brayton, a man who doesn't live in Los Angeles, somehow correcting me. What's interesting is that I don't know. Whenever Logan's Run guy came on, mainly me, but sometimes Miguel, my brother, my first of two younger brothers, we would definitely catch up as much as possible, and it was kind of an entertaining yard. I think the movie moves at a relatively good pace, and even though it comes from the era of depressing post-apocalyptic 1970s sci-fi, which Star Wars turned out to be the antithesis of, or opposite of. Logan's Run was colorful enough to be enjoyable. Like, yeah, it gets pretty grim at points, but it was still pretty decent for what it was. Granted, watching it now, it's old hat, but then again, I haven't seen it in ages, and I still have a soft spot for it, but I don't know how I'd feel if I see it again today with clear eyes. Goji Shea says, crappy, yet we still somehow love it. Yeah, I think, he's probably referring to the other crappy puppet show that Brayton is discussing on KTMA. Okay, I see what you got there. Okay, now I get where you're going. But, yeah, I think that was a big appeal for Logan's Run. It was always kind of a fun movie to have in the background. Even knowing that, again, I need to watch it. I haven't seen it in ages. And oddly enough, despite, I think I have it on an old VHS tape somewhere. But for the most part, I don't think I ever bought it on DVD, despite the fact I have friends who have the movie en masse. So yeah, maybe I might, if I can find a cheap, decent Blu-ray version of Logan's Run with extras on it, I'll probably pick it up. But for the most part, yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Logan's Run. It was pretty decent for what it was, and I think it gets a lot of unfair flack these days, even though it really doesn't. So yeah, there we go. And speaking of scary-ass robots who are gonna kill you, and who unfortunately are way less pleasant than Box, this character here that I should be working on, this character is Sergeant Zeron. And yeah, that's not a very good name. I gotta think of something better. But as you can see, he is one of those. He's basically an evil robotic villain from one of my original fictions, and currently part of a script I'm trying to write. Although I don't know if I want to try to sell it as a movie or just basically do it as a basic a script for a comic, not a comic strip. But ultimately, I don't want to talk too much about it because I find myself, it's like if I share ideas, I kind of get deflated about it and I don't do it. So that's all I'm going to say. But he's basically a terrible piece of, a terrible, terrible person. Basically an ice-based robot, one who can, a part of a member of the Apexer army, who are basically robotic aliens, so advanced they can manipulate matter and energy with the same efficiency as a wizard or demon can, which makes them pretty terrible in that regard. Makes them more than just your regular robot threat. And in this case, Sergeant Zeron, in addition to being a major sergeant within the Apexer army, he has the ability to freeze things. He's an ice-based villain, or freezing villain. What is the correct terminology? I don't want to use the term Sub-Zero, but Sub-Zero, Mr. Freeze, Icicle, Freeze Man, Barugon, all those Grost from Ultraman Toro, all those different villains who are ice or cold-based, even though they're not made of ice in certain cases, Captain Cold, for example. But Sergeant Zeron is very much in that regard. Unlike those villains, however, Sergeant Zeron, despite having icy powers, has a very furious, raging temper. This is the kind of character who kills henchmen for the smallest slights and with his bare hands. So, yeah, so this is what this character is. And that's all I want to talk about the character. But, yeah, his left arm here is literally made of ice that can morph around. And right now he has is a crab claw. And I debated whether or not I should transform it because I know there's going to be a lot of 90s kids who are going to be like, oh, look, it looks like some villain from Kids Next Door. You ripped that off. But in reality, it was crab claw was easier to draw than the kind of weak-looking three-handed thing I tried to do originally. And it's a transforming ice claw, so I guess he can do whatever he wants. So he can turn into a spear, he can turn into a sword, he can turn into a shield. But yeah, but other than that, he has a very nasty and horrible temper. In addition to that, his chest is covered in medals that he has stolen off the corpses of other military commanders that he has personally killed. Who these military commanders are have been long forgotten in time, but the pink ones are supposed to be the colored ribbons that many earthly military people are often seen wearing. Hence the reason why I have this thing here as a reference. Although it's funny, looking into military colored ribbons or decorative badges, I'm honestly surprised by the texture of these things. Look at this. This literally feels less like something the military would give out to their high-ranking officials than something you can make with a bedazzler over at Michael's. So, okay. And but yeah, this is what this character is. And no, it's, the scarf is a more recent addition. It's just, and I didn't like the way his shoulders were looking, so I gave him a scarf. And no, it's not a reference to a certain you-know-what. Originally it was going to be, kind of stained in blood, but that was a little too much. So I just decided to make it a very unappealing rag. Like maybe he ripped it off, like it's made from the clothes of some general he killed and just wears it around him. And I chose the darker brown here to represent soldiers from World War One, because Sergeant Zeron has been doing horrible things across the universe for that long, if not longer. But let's see what we have in the comments. Goji Shea says, I watched it with my dad. We both really loved Logan's Run, the old man character that Logan Jessica meets at the end. Oh, we both really loved the old man character. He's a lot of fun. He's senile, but he's ultimately a sweetheart. And I think for them to see that actually, kind of eases their fears about growing old. I've got a... Oh, wait. Brayton says, I got a Blu-ray rip of it if you want, and say please. Please, Brayton, I would like a Blu-ray rip of it. I don't want to be buying it. Then he mentions the Snow Miser. Yes, although the Snow Miser is not really that much of a bad guy. In many regards, he's actually kind of decent. Even the original special, he seemed pretty jovial enough that you could actually get along with him pretty well. And if he was control of summer holidays or could alter that without his the heat miser getting in the way, I think he would have gladly done Mrs. Claus a favor out of his own goodwill. Goji Shea says, I'd love to see Silent Running again, another little gem sci-fi film from the 70s I saw when I was a kid. Okay. That's what Goji Shea says. Oddly enough, I never really seen Silent Running, although I think one of the big things I had to deal with recently, there was somebody we used to help who is now officially homeless and we haven't seen for a year now, and good riddance too. He turned out to be a backstabbing annoyance, but I've been dealing with a lot of his leftover bullshit, physical, literal, no, not like poop, but like leftover clothes and material that he was supposed to take care of once he found a new place, and that ended up never happening. So now I'm stuck with all these books that I got to sell throughout the year. I think I stumbled a bunch of DVDs in one box that was in the backyard, and they were still in good condition. Thank you, Giant Diamond boxes from the comic shop. And I think I got myself a free copy of Logan's Run from... No, not Logan's Run. Silent Running from that. So that'll give me a chance to see the movie. Warrior King says, no love for Colonel Icebot. I like Colonel Icebot. He had a very good design and a nice voice, even knowing that the problem with a lot of villains from VR Troopers is that they were all pretty much voiced by one guy. If you ever seen the opening of VR Troopers, you know there's a lot of villains who, especially in the first season, they're all recurring. And then you cut to like some character named Woody, who's supposed to be this newspaper editor, who's supposed to be a wacky side character that a lot of 90s superhero shows unfortunately were stuck with. And while Woody isn't the worst example of them, he definitely wasn't too memorable, other than the fact that the actor himself voiced practically every monster and villain on that show. His most famous character, though, as far as Power Ranger and 90s kids are concerned, he was the voice behind the Pumpkin Rappers' 3 appearances. Maybe 2 appearances, actually. Branson Film mentions Ice-T. Yes, Ice-T is like one of the greatest snow villains ever. We all remember, although to be fair, I think Ice-T was one of the weakest elements of Batman and Robin Forever. That terrible 5th movie in the franchise. Okay, and we have Warrior King. I like the medals. They're a nice touch, and the claw hands are always good for physically intimidating villains. Thank you very much. Branzent Film says, I rewatched Silent Running in honor of Douglas Trumbull's death. Douglas Trumbull, by the way, is the effects artist. And he says, what a beautifully melancholy film. Yeah, it is a beautifully melancholic film, but do I really want to be watching it in this day and age? And of course, you hear how I sound right now. It's not exactly the most happiest mood right now. And then Goji Shea says, apparently Silent Running was a bit of an influence on Joel when he decided to make Mystery Science Theater 3000. Actually, it was a major influence on Joel for the making of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And now Warrior King says, I want to see a pic of the actor who voiced all those villains in a group pic with all his characters. Oh, yeah, that's that's going to be too much. But yeah, let me... hold on. I can't... Oh, that's weird. Okay. And then Brandon Film says, yep, the KTMA pilot host segments are basically comedic retellings of Silent Running. Yeah, so... Okay, so yeah, let me get back to work on this character. I'm supposed to be filling his little medals here with similar colors to what's above here. I was hoping to do some... what was it? Some shading, but I don't think I'm going to really be doing that tonight because... hold on, this bloody thing. Let me replace the mouse. I don't know if it's because if you use the mouse for too long, it starts to get weird. But at the same time, I don't like this other mouse I'm going to be using very soon. And of course, the wires are all tangled up. Okay. Let's see if this works out. I don't like... Between these two computer mouses I have, I don't like this one because it's great for browsing. This... Penfio, that's the name of... Okay, so I have 2 mouses. I have a Penfio. That's the one I'm using right now. And the other one I was using was a Pro HT. The Pro HT is great for artwork, but if it's used for a little too long, it becomes sluggish and kind of hard to operate. So I gotta give that at least an hour break, if not more. So I'm switching to the Penfio mouse. And quite frankly... The Penfio, I like Penfio. It's great for browsing, but it sucks for artwork. So we'll see how long this goes. Another reason why I probably won't be doing this very long. And of course, where the hell is the tool for the color select tool? Oh, darn it. Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about... Like, I don't mind Photopea, but I really do have to install a Photoshop, even if it's an older version. Okay, let's see here. Select, filler. Great. No, God, I should have done this beforehand. Okay, view, screen mode, extras, show, snap to, filters, select, layer. Where are the goddamn tools? Fill, stroke. Escort. Oh, that's cute. Okay, maybe more. Theme. Windows, is that what I need? Okay. That's so weird. Yeah, there was a color select thing here. Now I can't find it. I am honestly pissed off, to be honest. It made everything. That's the thing about Photopea. Every time you log in a new session, you got to reset up the damn color chooser, which just sucks. There's a lot of these tools that are just utterly useless. Like, what is this grid thing that I just picked? I don't want this. Crop tools. No, I don't want it. Get rid of it. Okay. Oh, damn it. No touch. I don't know what that is. Okay. Oh, god damn it. I'm almost tempted just to end tonight. Okay. Brush tool. Account. Full screen. What is full screen? Why am I doing this? Okay. More. Themes, language, install Photopea. No, I'm not doing that. Windows. Windows emoji. Why do I want an emoji? Histogram, layers, notes. Yeah, where are the tools? View. Screen mode. Show. Paths, grid. Snap to. Okay, filter. I don't need filters. When somebody hires you to do a job and they don't contact you for a job that they previously was on your back for, it really means they never wanted it to begin with, or they're too chicken shit to talk to you. So, just saying that right now. That's why I'm doing someone else's character instead of a commission. Although I'm definitely going to be, thankfully, I'm going to be doing some work for somebody pretty soon. But yeah, just annoys the crap out of me. How terrified did I scare that person for them not to come back? That or they're being passive aggressive and they really are doing a shitty job at it if they wanted that piece of artwork earlier. So, oh wells. So just gotta be a little cynical there. Okay, so fuck it. I'm not going to worry about it. This sucks. Okay. That is so weird. Why does the color selector always disappear on me? Brush. Okay. I don't like choosing colors from here. I like the color. Okay, I'm having another freak out here. Let's see what the comments have to say. Okay, where was he? Okay, Brands and Film says, yep, the KTMA pilot host segments are basically comedic retelling of the movie, minus the whole murder burial thing. And to be fair, if that was the last force in existence, I'd freak out too. It's like, oh, we're going to burn every book that ever existed, regardless if we like it or not. It's why, and how can I kill you and save the library? It's like, that would be my first thoughts. Okay. Or if, I can't save the library, at least I'll make sure everyone else burns before, along with it. A bit of ironic justice. Oh, God. Okay, so... Or maybe just him and some of his favorites. Oh, yeah, that is true. Or some of the more notable characters that the voice actor did. But yeah, he did a lot of characters between Power Rangers, Masked Rider, VR Troopers, and Beetleborgs. He voiced way too many characters. It's always something, isn't it, Raph? Yeah, Goji Shay. And then Warrior King says, sorry, man, that's rough. Yeah. So, just kind of, yeah, it's like I'm getting sick and tired of crawling to other people to make apologies. But at the same time, it's like, at least be somewhat civil with me. Oh, well. So, okay. Export color lockup. What the hell is that? Automate. Yeah, where the hell is the freaking... This is like an angry video game nerd freak out, isn't it? It's like, look, I have lights stapled to the ceiling. It's like, I feel a little sorry for poor James Rolfe, though. It's like he's clearly from an age well before all the newer digital stuff happened. And not only that, but even knowing that maybe he should know better, I don't think he's in an environment where he can really, get the proper help or advice he needs, especially since he hooked up with those 3 fat asses that are currently in charge of his productions now. Those horrible, arrogant, whiny... Oh, who am I talking about? Glass houses, Raph. Glass houses. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that sucks. Great, now I'm going to have to do... Windows, Guide, Guild, Brush, Attachments. Adjustments, Color, Graphs, Histogram, Info, Navigator. Okay, so let me see how the hell you get the color chooser on Photopea, because it really does get a little annoying. Okay, Photopea, because the color chooser, I know I'm saying the name wrong. It makes the job way easier than trying to... Okay, color, Photopea, color selection. Yeah, advanced selecting Photopea. Okay, is there a color picker on... Start the tool by pressing select color range. Okay. Start. Okay, select color range. Oh. Okay. Next, click on the color. Oh, wait, what is this? Okay, this is select color. This has nothing to do. Color range window shows you preview selection. Okay, great. This is just what I need right now. Color. Oh, eyedropper tool. That's what the damn thing's called. Okay, how do you use... Okay, I know how to use it. How do you get it? Eyedropper. Where is the color dropper in Photopea? Oh, okay. Where did the eyedropper go? Right click. Okay. Okay, right click on tool. Where is tool? Hey. Okay. Oh, you mean these stupid little things? Yeah, there's no eye. There's no... God damn it. Yeah, there's the smudge tool. There's the bucket. But there is no... Okay, this sucks. Yeah, there's everything but what I need. Blur tool, smudge tool. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, you gotta... Okay, you gotta activate the fucker. Okay. It wasn't even there. You have to... Alright, that sucks. Okay, so let's see how this dumb thing works. I'm sorry about that. Okay. See, it's a lot easier just to pick the colors you want from this than to try to, You're watching me slowly go mad tonight. I know a lot of you are going to find that funny. Thank goodness I'm so bloody obscure. Okay. Let's see what we got in the comments. Warrior King says, I'm in the dark, but whatever's going on with James Rolfe, sorry. It's okay, Warrior King. If somebody else in the comment section wants to explain it, basically James Rolfe is better known as the angry video game nerd. And he... Oh, hi, Zai Draws. Yeah, so many confusing menus and tools reminds me of trying a new drawing program. Tell me about it. I've actually it's funny, I got the hang of Photopea ages ago. But yeah, this is, yeah, trying to find the eyedropper and the color selection is just a pain in the butt. So, okay. And let's see what we can, 12. Okay. No, darn it. That's not what I need. Okay, hold on. I'm on the wrong layer. Character color. Okay, I'm just going to do a bunch of random colors because I don't think this is really working out too well here. So, and I know this is kind of the slow, dumb way to do it, but sometimes it's just easier than to select every little bit here and there. So, but yeah, Zai Draws, thank you so much. I'm glad I'm not the only one into it, and I am not good at multitasking or figuring out complex stuff, especially when I'm a little on the tired side. So, it's like, I wonder if Nick and Laura are in the chat. So, okay. So the angry video game nerd, he recently kind of cut ties. But this has been happening for almost a year now. He cut ties with some of his people he used to do videos with, and I know one of you in the comment section is probably going to be able to explain the situation better than I'm currently. But basically, he cut ties with people he's been doing with videos with, like Mike Matei and others, for a long time. And I don't know if it was over creative differences or just, they wanted to go on and do something else, or if it. But it is kind of telling that, a lot of these people who help with these YouTube creator videos disappear, and suddenly they're at a disadvantage. But then again, it's like, there's some certain people you work with and they don't even give you the time and day for your projects other than just mockery. So, but no, I think no, James Rolfe was doing a lot better with these individuals, a part of the Cinemassacre. So he cut ties with a lot of people he's been doing videos for ages with, and he teamed up with these three fat guys who own their own production company. But it's like your typical kind of nerd crap, the stuff that Red Letter Media makes fun of, and their in some of their spoof videos where they're doing a podcast and it's like, oh yeah, Boba Fett's coming back in the Star Wars, that kind of stuff. But yeah, he teamed up with these guys, and apparently, I don't know, it's kind of like a situation like what the Disney did with the Muppets. They got the name recognition, did a couple of projects with the Muppets, but then never really did anything with them. And these three fat guys, and I'm going to keep calling them, because yeah, they're way more massive and pudgier than I am. So, it's like I don't mind calling them fat. It's like, seriously, it looks like they can barely get out of their chairs, and if they do, they're going to fall on the floor like a freaking blobfish. So, God, I'm going to burn in hell for that. But anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so these people took over the production, and the Angry Video Games work definitely took a hit because of it. And to be honest, though, I think the Angry Video Game nerd, James Rolfe, he spent so much time working on his movie with little to no results to show from it, that I think it pretty much cut ties with a lot of people he worked with, and it just caused a lot of frustration. So he stopped working with the usual Cinemassacre crew, and he went to do work with these new three fatsos, which is the videos are just goddamn awful. It's just James Rolfe, like, I don't mind hearing James Rolfe's extended thoughts on movies and video games and all that good stuff, but it really, really, really sucks that these three guys are typical crybabies who, if they don't like something, it's the worst thing in the world. If they love it, they think it's so badass that everything else pales in comparison to it. And to be perfectly honest, though, I'm kind of getting a little annoyed at that kind of nerd speak, to be honest. It's like you can't, oh, I think the movie's a little, I like the movie, but I think it's a little overrated. Oh, fuck you! Ah! So, oh yeah, Brandzent Film says, this may be the most cynical stream to date. Jeepers. Oh, there's probably been way worse ones, but I'll lighten up. I'm starting to get happy before. Just not at all happy trying to relearn drawing material. Zyza draws. I don't know how your style is so wonderfully. It's appealing and simplistic as opposed to me, where it's like I look at it and it's like, bleh, why is it so complicated? Why am I here filling out these damn little squares here and there? So, okay. By the way, Adam, oh god, of the Mythbusters, he has his own channel. Adam Savage, I think his full name is. He brought up a really good point. Like, actually, I'm not going to say it. This stream is already horrifically cynical as it is. I don't want it to get even worse, so I will save his advice for another day. So, but yeah, I'll lighten up. Go ahead and ask me questions if you guys got any. What's my favorite color? It was blue. Now I'm getting sick of blue. Yet this villain is blue. Okay. But yeah, and then James Rolfe did a video where he was trying to tell everybody what was going on with his life and why it's so hard to do videos. And yeah, I know it's like he has a family, okay? He's a new father with a new kid and a wife. And the fact that his wife is nowhere to be seen on screen, I'm guessing she's one of, like, this is my own personal theory, but one of those women who doesn't want to have anything to do with the production side of her husband's videos, and you don't even hear a voice. And sometimes that's a good idea, because when you're in doing YouTube videos and you get yelled at for like the most minor things in the world, you want to kind of keep your family at a distance, which I think is always a good decision. But at the same time, it's like having a family would definitely affect one's workload. Thankfully, I'm still not signal. I'm not a lighthouse. So I can, I have some free time there. It's the procrastinating and just the depression and everything else that just affects me. Hey, so anyways, fun. We're having fun tonight. But yeah, it's like if he just said he had a family, and yeah, that alone would be more than forgiven. He can't do the same video output. But again, he's not working with the Cinemassacre people from old, and those people were really on their A game as far as a production and helping out James Rolfe with his stuff. So, and then working with these three fatzos of this new company, I don't know what they're called, but whatever it is, it's pretty pathetic. They feel like the kind of guys who, oh yeah, you can guest star in our videos, but we're not going to help you with a damn thing when the time comes. So, oh, but you'll advertise our stuff, won't you? So yeah, James Rolfe sadly did an unfortunate thing where he had to explain just how hard his production is. And the video has become incredibly infamous. Even more infamous than me trying to find a damn color dropper in Photopea of all things. It was infamous because his work setup is so primitive that I was like, holy crap, this is stuff I stopped doing back in the 90s. So he, like, literally he had a lamp stapled or nailed to the ceiling, which you can easily replace with LED lights. Even I know that. I've switched to LED lights, and for the most part it worked. And then he showed that the camera setup and his set is inside someone's garage. And no offense to his family, but I get the feeling that they don't, like, the wife doesn't take the filmmaking that seriously, or James Rolfe isn't dedicating a section of the house properly to his filming endeavors. Because having a small set, that small, inside the corner of your garage is pretty sad. Either it's something... Oh, thank you, Kaiju Noir. It's Screenwave, and they're referred to as the slobs by former AVGN fans. Okay, thank you. It's like... But then again, they're such miserable, stupid idiots. I didn't really care about their names anyways. But yeah, the slobs from Screenwave, I think, is the best way to... That sounds like a Transformer villains. And Branzent Films notes he also hires people to write scripts for him that are word-for-word plagiarized, which is a big thing during this year's Monster Madness. Ah, yeah, okay. So, oh yeah, I'll be honest, I kind of plagiarized something myself recently, but it was like for Wikizilla. It was for a movie that no one else is going to be writing a synopsis for. So yeah, I don't regret that, but at the same time, I was so proud of my plagiarized story synopsis for Legend of Dinosaurs, because I basically took the crappy one on Wikipedia and edited the hell out of it and made it nice. So, and then Branson Films, if you want overhead ceiling mounted lights, you can buy those specifically for that purpose. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm not gonna do any guests tonight because I'm just not feeling up to it. So, I know I'm gonna be talking to somebody after this is over. Your manager, you two, bum bum bum. But yeah, it was yeah, no. That's in the future. If I have Kaiju Noir and Branzant Films back on board, they can definitely explain just how bad the situation with James Rolfe is. But I think we even talked about it in a past episode of Night Owling or live stream of consciousness, and that might be the October show from 2020, which had a lot of really good bits. The episode itself is entitled "Bad Episode." Bad idea, good episode, and it really is one of the best conversations we ever had. Warrior King says, Screenwave, Soundwave's less popular, ineffectual brother. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. So, hey, okay, I got one of these stupid little color badges done. Okay, that went a little faster. Time does fly when you're having fun. Like, I was trying to find this damn eyedropper tool here, and that felt like a fucking half an hour. But yeah, it's like I start coloring. It's like, boom, everything's all happy again. So, and then Doomzilla says it's a shame about what's happening to James. I know. It's like, I don't know. I got so offended by the slobs at the damn Screenwave slobs, that I literally, God, what's the opposite of subscribing? Unsubscribed to James's channel, because that's how annoying I found those miserable fat asses. So yeah, it's just screw them. So, anyways, on to this. All right, Doomzilla, have you seen anything recent from James recently? Because, oh my God, holy shit! Now I regret not wanting to put guests on the show because I'm not in the mood to socialize with people. But yeah, Kaiju Noir, and God, you could have some really good stories about what the hell's going on with how the hell, like, if James Rolfe has sunk so low, how the hell did he end up doing a certain Kong video with you know who? But holy crap, I'm saying so many horrible and miserable things tonight. Aliens should invade the Earth and let them destroy every country that's rich, and then enslave the poor ones. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's see. Brands Film says the slobs more like the blobs. Cute blob theme song. Oh no. I'll take the big jelly roll of blob any day. And of course Kaiju Noir says, oh yeah, that was a big controversy last year. It was also a testament that James Rolfe doesn't do anything for HVN besides arching lights to the ceiling and drilling holes into desks. Yeah, you don't need the drilling. Even I know you don't drill holes into desks like that. Like, oh my God, it's like this desk right here that I'm using right now, this wonderful 1970 Vico Denmark iron desk. This thing, which is very old and has been in my family since the late 70s, before my birth, this is a great desk. It's open at the end. You can adjust the drawers to give you as much leg room in the middle as possible. It's made, that's made of real steel, and it's made in Denmark, so this is real foreign European steel, not imitation tin that the goddamn Americans are using these days, if any. So yeah, it's like I'm so happy with this goddamn desk here. But from experience, being a child of VCRs and cables, I really, 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 really know how much of a pain in the ass it is to try to fit all your damn wires through a little hole in a cut up hole in either a cut up wall or a wood. Just let the wires breathe so you can move them around. It's way easier. It's better to have a bundle of wires hiding behind a desk that you can easily just reach for and move and manipulate if you need to, than to try to squeeze everything through a small wire. That's why I have great respect for electricians that can, do something well through a wall. But even then, it's like, if you're doing something that involves a computer, if you do something that involves, regular work they have to check and manipulate all the time, it's like, yeah, you might want to do better than having everything so I don't know. It's like, yeah, as pathetic as my operation, my abilities are. It's like you look at James Rolfe, and it's like, dude, you're like one of the most recognizable faces on YouTube. You should be doing way better than this. So, and then Kaiju Noir says, "I'm also. It's also confusing that James Rolfe says he's too busy being a family man, yet Cinemassacre is his day job, and tons of people all over the world manage to do both on a regular basis." Well, here's the thing, Andres. Earlier, I mentioned that, like, I'm fortunate to have family who, despite the fact that I'm practically the caretaker around here, unfortunately, they understand the importance of what I try to do. What I try to do, capital TRW, fuck. And I get a lot of support from them. The fact that I got this new computer and this desk that my dad gave me, a great desk, this Vico desk. I'm gonna take pictures of this and share it one day. See, that sounds great. And then they also helped me get a new computer, a new scanner. It's like, fuck, that's the thing. Okay, so to get back at James Rolfe, the fact that this job that pays so much money, that this job that's so important for him, it's very telling, extremely telling, that it's done in a small little know-nothing set in his garage. One that's not even tall enough for him to stand up straight in. And he has to do it in the corner of his garage. And I think we had a conversation about this, that either his house really sucks and he can't really do anything. He can't dedicate a whole room to just studio and editing by himself. Of course, I don't think he knows how to do editing. Alternatively, though, I also think he might not get much support from the missus or the family. And I know a lot of people who have tried to get into comic books and artwork who had no support from their family whatsoever. And they ended up like their computers literally shoved into the corner of the larger laundry room. And, the mother, sister, and brothers are always coming in and doing laundry and ruining everything. I've seen this firsthand. It's like, hey, dude, you want to see my work setup? I live next door to the comic shop. Great, let's go see it. And it's like, holy shit. If you get the feeling that the parents or the wife or the brother-in-law or the roommate that pays the rent just wants to take all this computer stuff and chuck it, completely discarding. And I get the funny feeling that James Rolfe is in a very similar position. I get the feeling that he's not getting much support from his wife, or he really doesn't know what he's doing. Like, yeah, I'm no one to talk, but holy shit. Like, you saw that setup, and it's like, oi. Oi, 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 oi. So, anybody have happy things to talk about? Okay. And then Brandzent Film says, honestly, see what little I have of his recent videos. Production-wise, you can literally film videos on a cell phone, edit it to with one light, and get the same effect. Yeah, again, LED lights. Even this old dinosaur dying in a tar pit of his own making. Even I fucking know the wonders of LED lights. I got a flashlight here that is better than half the lamps I got in here. Can't find it right now, but that's no big deal. And then Warrior King says, this is all very sad news. I wasn't super interested in the bulk of his video game reviews, but I loved his Cinemassacre videos for years. Yeah, when he was working with the, oh god, what were they called? Oh yeah, when he was working with the Cinemassacre, with the, oh hello, there's a new color I haven't used. Kind of nice little gold brown. Okay. Yeah, his videos were much more professional, well done, and that's what happens when you have the support of other people. And then Kaiju Noir follows saying, oh yeah, the slobs handled all the editing and the scripting and the gameplay. Ugh, okay, that the current, like, Cinemassacre, the old... Who were the people who used to work with James Rolfe? I know there was Matai. I don't know what his first name was. It wasn't James Matai. That would be too similar. So, there is good news, Raf. You skipped over it. There is good news, Raf. Well, here's the thing. I don't know what the hell's going on with what are the good news. Because I haven't seen a damn James Rolfe video in like 6 months at the very least. So I only know that, he did that recent, that crossover with Mr. Doesn't Like Biden Saurus. So, but I don't want to talk shit about people more so than I am right now. Because I am very pissed off. Warrior King, happy things. My niece and nephew are both in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and even asked me to play Power Rangers with them from time to time. Oh, that sounds wonderful, except when they kick you in the head. Take that, Pudgy Pig. No, screamed Warrior King. Kaiju Noir says Bootsy, Mike Matei, and Kyle Justin. Okay, I don't know who Boosty is. I know who Mike Matei is and Kyle Justin. If you posted it, I don't see it here, and I'm not going to go to Facebook anytime soon. So go ahead and, unless Gamera's coming back, I don't know what the hell this good news is. Hold on. Are you talking about your comic book? Everybody's celebrating for that. That's kind of old hat. By the way, check out Dracozool and Amazon because Comixology is dead. That's the best I'm going to say. Okay, let me fill in more of these squares. I think the overuse of grayish purple was a bad idea. That's okay, it's going to look good at the end. Branson Film says he did a crossover with Gilbert Godfrey, and that's some kind of good news here on USA Up All Night. So, all right. I'm going to quickly get a drink because my mouth is hurting right now. I'll be right back. Actually, hold on. Just in case I take a little bit of a long time, I should play some music. Well, let's find something copyright safe. Okay, we got... Oh no, that's going to get me in trouble. 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 That's going to get me... Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Yeah, I'm going to play this song. I am as far as Mexican as a Twinkie is to an Asian person. Wow! Why did I say that? Okay. It's called Quiero Bailar. That's the name of the song, and it's from some artist named Fanta Nelida. I think she's the one who sings it. And I don't speak a word of Spanish, so I don't know what's going on with the song. For all I know, she's probably saying the F word and other suggestive stuff over and over again. But this is apparently one of the free songs you can use on YouTube, and you won't get a copyright strike. So I'm just going to play this for a little while, and I should be back within the minute to get some drinks. So, alright, bye.
Solo puedo recordar la luz de la calle, de las estrellas, como bailamos en la gran ciudad. Suavemente, suavemente, suavemente me desclavó en tu. Suavemente, suavemente, suavemente me desclavó en tu cuerpo. Quiero bailar contigo. Quiero bailar contigo.
Okay, I'm back. So that's apparently a copyright safe song, and I'm going to be playing it more than the Legend of the Dinosaurs music. Let's see how people reacted to that. Brands Entzel says, Jesus! Pronounce Jesus. Okay. Kaiju Noir apparently translated a song Deep, Deep Dive. Is that what they're saying? You're Hispanic, Andres. What was that song about? I hope it was something pleasant and family friendly and not them just saying, yeah, look at my butt. It looks nice. Shaking it all night long. Shaking it, shaking it. Because the sad thing is, because that song is kind of public domain on YouTube, it's used a lot for unwholesome videos, if you will. And that's how I discovered it, because, me. And it was funny because it's like, oh, yeah, I don't care about the woman on screen. What's that wonderful song playing in the background? And that's how I discovered it. So, okay, let's get back to the share screen. All right, there we go. Okay, and let's see what else you wonderful people have to say. I think he's referring to Diabolic. Oh, yeah, that too. Okay, Kaiju Noir. Recently, James Rolfe made a decent video about VHS memories. No slobs inside. At the end of the video, he shares that he plans to make more personal videos like this, and the podcast is canceled. Okay, that's actually good. I hope he does well. I hope he finds some better people to work with. Okay, and no, Brayton, I'm not playing a Gilbert Gottfried Up All Night clip, especially with this setup. Okay, then Warrior King says, luckily the kids are too short to kick me in the head just yet, but Pudgy Pig is a favorite of theirs. That's nice to know, Warrior King. And isn't it great that almost the first couple of seasons of Power Rangers during the early both the full Zordon era and the Neo Saban Zordon era, not the Neo Saban era, that count was terrible. It's all readily available for free on YouTube. So much so that it's great to have photo captures of Icy Angel. But anyways, and then he also adds him and Pumpkin Rapper are among their favorites. And yeah, that was a Danger Diabolic reference, Kaiju Noir. Okay. Okay, apparently Brands and Film and Kaiju Noir are going to get into leather together. No. Context is everything, ladies and gentlemen. He says, deep, deep down, Andres, let me get my leather outfit. Oh yeah, because Danger Diabolic had a guy in a leather outfit. He's a supervillain, don't worry, it's completely natural. And yeah, I agree, Doomzilla. Hopefully he does find some better people soon. So, but yeah, Warrior King, I got a question for you. Since your nephews and niece is getting into Power Rangers, they don't mind the older '90s cheesy aesthetic of it all. Do they find it all appealing, or are they more interested in like the action sequences and the monsters and the giant robots? Because I think that was the main appeal for me as a kid when I first saw Power Rangers. It's like, yeah, these were like ridiculously short 20-minute episodes. But it's like, that stuff alone can be very entertaining and appealing in its own regard. So, anyways, let's get back to work on this evil robot character I'm drawing. His name is Qbert. Har har. Hee hee. This, if somebody took everything I'm saying this stream and put out of context, it's really going to sound terrible when I eventually go onto some kind of horrible murder thing later on. Uh-oh. Warrior King says, yeah, the Neo Saban era is poop, XD. XD, of course, he means smiling face laughing. I know the show is ultimately for kids, but I really feel the Neo Saban falls short of anything the original Saban and Disney eras did right. Yeah, the Neo Saban era, it's, how like I've complained in recent live streams, well, throughout last year, that when you do, like when they brought back the Twilight Zone, it felt like they only made a television show based on the Twilight Zone's reputation, and it feels more like extended, like they took the funny skits from Futurama, the scary door, which itself is an overblown spoof of the Twilight Zone, and then extended them to full hour-long episodes or half an hour long, depending on what on the episode in question. Yeah, whereas the last CBS All Access version of the Twilight Zone felt like Futurama's Scary Door, without the laughs or the short levity. Um, the Neo Saban era felt like you would give, say, Power Rangers to somebody who just knows Power Rangers by its cheesy reputation and assume it's just, it's just complete preschool kid stuff as opposed to giving any. Granted, let's just face facts. Power Rangers have never been a good franchise. Even at its best, it's been so flawed and stupid that it's really hard for me to recommend. Like, yeah, there's some seasons of Power Rangers I really enjoy. I enjoy a lot of the post Zordon era stuff, the shows from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy all the way up to Power Rangers Wild Force. But as much as I enjoy those shows, even they have like elements that are so cheesy and terrible that it's really hard to recommend them to new people. Like my brother Miguel was asking, hey, what's a good season of Power Rangers to get into? And it's like the only thing I could think of, because I would have wanted to say Power Rangers Mystic Force, but I think that's a series that I'm more in love with the creature and Zord designs than I am actually of the Rangers and the story itself, even if it is mercifully short at 38 episodes. But yeah, Neo Saban era, if you think Power Rangers is, for lack of a better term, and please forgive me, I really hate this word. I despise this word so much that I used to punch people, in the face because of this word being used in my face. But I think it's the best way to describe, just to use an extreme hyperbolic phrase. Even Time Force and RPM. Okay, let me finish my point, Kaiju Noir, before I get into it. Because as much as I enjoy Time Force and RPM, even they have some bullshit that can't easily be forgiven. But yeah, here's the thing. If you think Power Rangers is pretty stupid and retarded, that's the big R word that I hate using, but it's the only word to get it across people's points. Like, say, Brayton feels about Power Rangers. Then the Neo Saban era, which started with Power Rangers Samurai and moved on to Power Rangers Mega Force, and then Power Rangers Super Mega Force as its second half, that's a retarded show with a lobotomy, and then done by people who really didn't give a shit to begin with. So it's just okay. Consider this. You know how the 90s Gamera films are really good, and some of the Showa Gamera movies are tolerable, and then you see Gamera Super Monster and you're wondering what the hell happened? Yeah, that's what happened with Power Rangers Mega Force. So, yeah, Power Rangers Mega Force, that was just terrible. But yeah, Power Rangers, even at its best, it's always been kind of cheesy and undercooked and kind of limited by the footage and the budget. If it's not the American side of things ruining the show, it's the Japanese side of things ruining the show. Yeah, even Time Force and... Okay, granted, Power Rangers Time Force is easily the best season of Power Rangers, especially that really great supporting cast they got. Vernon Wells, yeah, he's playing a TV show kids villain, but he's doing a very good job. Like, maybe, how the hell did they get Vernon Wells, even for Power Rangers? It's like, that's either a testament to how awesome Vernon Wells is for stepping up and giving that show a little extra oomph, or if he was desperate for money, thank goodness he found a really good job to fill in the role. But, oh God, what was I going to say? Yeah, even that show has its problems, because for one thing, the time travel aspect, even though they do a way better job at it than in the original Japanese Time Ranger, it feels a little kneecapped, especially when it turns out that some of the time travel episodes turn out to be dream sequences or questionable. Another thing is that even at its best, it kind of suffers from some underwhelming writing choices. Like, granted, I'm glad the way the series ended was very mature for what it was, but that's the thing, it's mature for Power Rangers. Anywhere else, granted though, I think the ending of Time Force is 10 times better than half the endings we get in superhero films and TV shows. And I will be absolutely honest, if you put a gun to my head and told me to pick between Power Rangers Time Force or Time Ranger to put in the time capsule, I would choose Time Force, because I think Time Ranger kind of sucks. Yeah, it has some neat things going for it, and it's another one of those many TV shows from the 90s that were trying to step up its game after the impact of Evangelion. But it's still a Super Sentai show, and it's from one of the worst writers I hate. I don't know what's her name, but she's definitely somebody who, oh yeah, all bad guys have to die even if they try to become good guys. It's like, holy crap. And yet I'm a fan of Tokuger. And that series has a lot of her stupid writing in it. And I'm not saying that because she's a woman or anything. She's like, imagine Noriaki Yuasa, but way less sincere and earnest and kind of dumber in that regards. And this is the head writer of the show. So, but yeah, I do not like Time Ranger, and I think Power Rangers Time Force does a way better job at its concept than Time Ranger ever did. So on the end, RPM is actually really, really good, but even it too kind of suffers. Like, there's some sight gags that you have to wonder, why the hell did you waste your time on it? Especially with this very, like, what is it? Power Rangers RPM takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. And there's some really serious elements going on to it, and I praise the show immensely for it. But then you have incredible tonal shifts that feel like it doesn't deserve to be in there. And even if you're more forgiving of American television than I am, it feels like, oh my god, you wasted so much money, time, and effort just for this one dumb sight gag that you really didn't need to do. And I, of course, refer to episode 3, where apparently they had an extended sight gag with a talent show, like a literal high school style talent show, to find a somebody who can take on the powers for the Green Ranger. And it really feels like, you know how Mystery Men, that kind of somewhat decent superhero comedy from the 90s, for the most part, it's actually a pretty well done movie for what it is. But then every once in a while, you get that 90s cheese shoved into your face and up your nostrils, and you're like, oh god, thank god we're no longer making movies like we used to do in the 90s. Like, there's that scene where, yeah, for the most part, it's a good movie, but then you get the sequence where they're trying to find somebody to be another member of their team, and they have that extended barbecue sequence with all the reject superheroes. And while there's a couple of funny sight gags here and there, it just feels like, yeah, this feels like utter wasteful filler. And the talent show sequence in the 3rd episode of RPM feels exactly like that. Like, oh yeah, I can see why they fired the producer and replaced him with an old hat from the Saban era Power Rangers to take care of production. Because yeah, it really does feel like a waste of production and time just for that kind of sight gag. And even though RPM is a very good series, again, no Power Ranger season is perfect, and it's almost impossible for me to recommend it unless you're open-minded to. Granted, it's not as Super Sentai can be way worse, and its terrible writing choices, and in its really stupid tonal shifts. That's one of the reasons I can't stand Aba Ranger, the Japanese version of Dino Thunder. But anyways, no, one of the big problems of the Power Rangers RPM, yeah, it's one of the best seasons, but it's also one of the most disgusting and egregious example of shaky cam I have ever seen. And it's really hard to enjoy certain episodes because the shaky cam is so ridiculous. You have to wonder if they meant it to be a spoof, it's definitely a terrible time to be doing a spoof of shaky cam. Because I swear there are sequences where characters are just talking to each other and the shaky cam is going on. So, yeah, even at its best, Power Rangers is terribly flawed. And after a while, I've become incredibly numb to Power Rangers, because a lot of the recent seasons have been major disasters. Even the more recent ones that have done fairly well, it's like, ugh. Is that the best you can do? It's like, no. 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 Hey, purple. I already have some purple in there. Okay, let's see. Burgundy. I think I should throw in some greens. So, no, I don't even know. Yeah, it's like, holy crap, I had no idea military colored ribbons. They look so much like jewelry grandma would make with Bedazzler. This is ridiculous. It's like, are these cheaper than to do as actual metals? It's like, what the hell, Earth? Okay, let's see what the comments have to say. Okay, Kaiju Noir says, even Time Force and RPM raffle. Yes, I explained. Doomzilla says, for me, I stopped watching Power Rangers since it was the death of Fox Kids. Yeah. Yeah, say what you will about Fox Kids. When that died out, Saturday morning after school cartoons for kids felt a little less special. Um, Warrior King says, I heard they brought back Lord Zed back recently, but I haven't bothered watching any clips because I'm worried about how badly the modern writers may have handled him. Here's the thing, though. Lord Zed was a very charismatic, cool villain. They brought him back, and his costume looks very good. It's a fully original American costume. It's very good, although granted they made Lord Zed a little more buff than he should be, especially in the shoulder area. But it's like the more serious. Like, you remember how when you ask a Power Ranger fan what they think Lord Zed is, and they think he's like, big, serious, a scary, unstoppable threat, when in reality, he was a lot more charismatic, clever, and even kind of funny in his own right, even before he married Rita, and especially after he married Rita. He's a great character all around, and not just, but they remember him more for his gimmick and the design than they do for the character. That's how I feel what they did with Lord Zed in, oh god, in Dino Fury? Is that the name of the current season? Okay, Dino Fury, I think. Dino Knights? I don't know. Like I said, I'm not on top of this. But I saw the episodes where they brought him back, and thankfully they didn't destroy him as soon as possible, so there's a good chance he'll be coming back. And they did a pretty good job bringing back such a classic character, although it does bring up a lot of continuity issues. Like, is this supposed to be the Lord Zed brought back to the forces of evil after we saw him get good? Is this a resurrected evil version of Lord Zed separate from his good version? And we know from wider Power Ranger canon that Lord Zed remains good, even though it's Rita who eventually kind of redeems herself 100% all the way. So it's just a little on the weird side, so to speak. But I do appreciate them actually going back and bringing back an old character and not being limited by the lack of costumes and props that have been one of the big problems with Power Rangers in the past. And maybe if they do make original, fully American-made Power Rangers for younger audiences, we'll see more classic monsters and villains come back. Because I think that's one of the big shames about Power Rangers. Because they had to rely on the Monster of the Week format that the original Japanese series were all about. And because a lot of those costumes were not readily available, and heaven forbid the Americans were not going to spend any money on said costumes, it really ends up showing. So, like for example, there were plans to have King Sphinx come back, but by the time they got the footage, the King Sphinx costume was so horribly recycled and destroyed that they decided not to bring the character back. So, and there was similar situations with Power Rangers Turbo and all that bullshit. So, but I'm not going to get into it. I don't want this to be an all-night Power Ranger rant when I got other things I should be worried about right now. Yes, Warrior King, they didn't butcher him. They did a pretty good job bringing back Lord Zed. And it is kind of funny how I think somebody, I don't know who it was, I think it may have been Movie Bob or even somebody in our circle of friends, who mentioned that, yeah, it's funny how the modern Power Ranger characters and their villains are more about funny shtick and comedy, yet you have this extreme 90s villain who's like telling how much they suck and is constantly challenging them all to fight him. So it is kind of a neat little dynamic in that regard. But it is also a little off of what we know Lord Zed to be. So, I don't know, it's sort of like, it's like, hey, we're going to bring back General Zod from the original Superman movies. We're going to make him scary. Get Michael Shannon in there. It's like, yeah, this is the Michael Shannon version of Lord Zed, as opposed to the original General Zod, played by, oh, what's his face? Brayton, you're a smart kid. You know who played General Zod in the 70s movie, Superman 2. Anyways, let's see what's on the comment agenda here. Brands Film says some of them their 90s Gamera films are just as good as Schindler's List, so I here you leave Ace alone, okay? He's slowly opening up his film vocabulary, okay? To be fair though, if he likes the movie just as much as Schindler's List, that's fair. But yeah, I agree. There's a big gap of quality between Gamera 3 and Schindler's List. Granted, though, the Gamera movies from the 90s are way more enjoyable to watch. Oh boy, when it's my free time, I want to watch war atrocities. Oh boy. Okay, and then Warrior King says, Power Rangers... Oh yeah, I have... Hold on. I haven't saved... Yeah, of course I haven't saved. I've been too busy talking to people. Yeah, safe changes, duh. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Power Rangers may be cheesy, but at least it's fun, and you can tell the writers back then cared about what they were doing. Yeah, yeah. It's like as cheesy as Power Rangers got, you still got a sense of earnest love out of it, especially when they started to get more ambitious with the third season. I honestly adore the third season of Power Rangers. The last half of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the third season, really felt like they were trying to be a little more ambitious, unique, or at least well written for what they were doing. It's like, yeah, you had the first two seasons were cheesy and experimental, just trying to get things, and by the third season, you really have a sense of confidence going in. It's kind of a sad a lot of that confidence kind of gets discarded when we get to Turbo, but that's a whole different story I'm not going to get into. All right. And then Kaiju Noir says, I thought Dyna Xeon was the best season of Power Rangers. No, remember what I've said multiple times. Dyna Xeon is the best season of Power Rangers has never had, and honestly, I don't think they ever will have. Even the comic books are a little too fan fiction serious for my tastes. Like, I really wish we could find some kind of nice middle ground between the ridiculous and sublime. All right. Warrior King says, I don't want Power Rangers to become edgelord nonsense. Good. That's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of most of the comics. Granted, though, the comics could have been way worse. We've seen worse Power Ranger comics, both from the cheesy side and the overly serious side. But, the Power Ranger comics, yeah, they're a little too serious-minded for my taste. It's like Dragon Ball is more comedy than it is scary fighting action sequences, but try telling that to people who grew up in the 90s. Kaiju Noir does emoji things. Doomzilla says, what's worse than the snarky cam from Man of Steel? Oh, shaky cam. What's worse than the shaky cam from Man of Steel? Yeah, the shaky cam from Man of Steel is very bad. So is the shaky cam from The Dark Knight, which is an embarrassment because it's like you watch the behind-the-scenes videos made for the Dark Knight film. Since we created this brand new martial arts for Batman to use, and hopefully it'll be filmed well, and then you watch the movie itself, and it's like the shaky cam is so ridiculous. It's like, why did you waste your time creating a brand new martial arts if nobody can see any of the fight choreography? And then, of course, when they decided not to do the shaky cam, then you saw, like, extras repeating their fight scenes in the background of the Dark Knight Rises. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's decent. Everything's wrong. Kaiju Noir says, so they pulled in Optimus Prime and wrote him based on what fans think the character was rather than what he actually was, hence the boring and stoic modern Optimus. A little bit, yeah. But for the most part, it's a decent return of Lord Zed, and it could have been way worse. Okay. And to understand what he's really like, that being said, I did like the Transformers animated version of Optimus, despite his cartoony look. Okay. And then, okay. So that's it. I think I'm going to stop talking about Power Rangers at this point, because, yeah, Power Rangers gets too much. Yeah, I like Power Rangers myself, but to be honest, I've kind of fallen out of it long ago. I have no, other than like one or two fun clips here and there, I have no idea what the hell goes on in current Power Rangers at all. And I don't know, it's sort of like modern Doctor Who. After a while, you just get so numb to all the brand new monsters of the week and the constant similar storylines. You're like, okay, I'm done. No more Doctor Who. To be fair, though, I've been kind of getting back into classic Doctor Who, but even then, its flaws are really annoying the hell out of me. Like, there was oh god, like, I like Peter Davison, but his Doctor era is probably one of my least favorite Doctor eras of all, because he's just so damn passive. He just lets horrible things happen to him, instead of him actually, doing things against the villainous things happening to him. Just watch The Keen Demons. That's just basically him getting captured every 4 minutes in a story that's less than an hour long. Holy Christ. Okay. Alright. God, I should play some Tetris, all these little squares. So. Such a craggly little mouse. Okay. Ugh. Oh, one more! Okay. That's okay. Yes, Kaiju Noir. I read his. Yeah, actually, Kaiju Noir. I did ask a question of you. They are enjoying it. Do they enjoy the show? I think just to clarify, do they enjoy the show overall, or just really just the action sequences? And if so, how far have they gotten into the series? Because, like I said, I'm a huge proponent of the third season of Power Rangers. I think that's when the show was really on its A game. So much so that when you look at it, going into something like Power Rangers. Power Rangers Zeo was kind of a step back. Although, to be fair, there were some things in Power Rangers Zeo that was really good. Turbo really felt like any goodwill they were building up got totally ruined in Zeo, and it was mostly due to budgetary reasons, and also probably to make the show a lot more kid friendly than it already was. So, with that says though, yeah, as much as I don't like the Power Ranger comics, as much as I don't like the current course of as much as I don't care, I am looking forward to the upcoming Godzilla versus Power Rangers, just to finally see Godzilla and some of the monsters and Zords from Power Rangers finally meet up in an official capacity in American fiction. There has been examples of it throughout various Japanese video games and comic books and merchandising things, like the Super Robot Wars Omega, I think it was the name of it, had tons. It was a mobile game that had tons of really unique and cool crossovers, including Godzilla and Gunhead finally fighting side by side. But for the most part, that thing is no longer in service, and it's definitely now lost media. Thank goodness we had so many wonderful people on YouTube taking pictures and filming videos from the video game, so it's not completely lost. I'm going to take some water right now. Sorry, Brayton, I know how much you despise me drinking up close to the microphone, but I needed that. Okay. You in the comment sections, all of you, what's your favorite juice? I got cran grape from Ocean Spray, 100% vitamin C. Profits to our farmers, or so they say. It'd be nice if my paranoia against capitalism and corporate people was unfounded, and Ocean Spray is actually a pretty good company that treats their workers fairly decently. Zyza draws. Okay, you're somebody. What's your favorite seasons? Everyone. Kaiju Noir. Brayton. Especially Brayton. We know how much you love Power Rangers. Warrior King, what are your favorite Rangers from Power Rangers? Because we always talk about monsters, we always talk about Zords, but which Rangers do you actually like? Oh my god, this cran grape is amazing when it's cold. Oh my goodness. That was great. I had to. Okay, let's get this badge done colored, so I'm not going to talk very much. I'll wait for your guys' comments. Like, as for me, do I have any favorite Power Rangers? Ah, God, that's a good question. Because I hate to say it, a lot of them are blank slates, or even if I think the main thing that makes a lot of Power Ranger characters stand out is because of the actors who portray them. Like, the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, there was really nothing to those characters. It was really the actors kind of giving it their all. With that said, I've always had a soft spot for Zack, the original Black Ranger. But I think that more has to do with Walter Jones's performance of the character and his likability. And it was a shame that we kind of lost him. And of course, Jason, like, I know everyone says Tommy is like the greatest Power Ranger ever is, but Jason always came off more of the stoic badass, in my opinion. Like, I see Tommy, yeah, Tommy's cool and all, but you see Jason, yeah, that looks like a guy who can take out Eye Guy with his bare fists. And he does give that, like, oh yeah, you're like, whenever he was like in a hand-to-hand combat with Goldar, you believe that this is a human who can take on a golden monkey monster. Oh, hey, Black Mamba, welcome aboard. Okay, let's see. Oh wow. Okay, Black Mamba is actually really exciting. He's he or she or it is wee everywhere. Um, okay. Kaiju Noir, in reference to the Godzilla vs. Power Rangers comic book, he says, "I wish the artists didn't make the Rangers so roided out like their Bandai action figures." Yeah, I got him. Well, it's not just the Power Rangers. Have you seen Godzilla? It's like, my God, it's like it's like somebody saw the redesign. Like, I love Chung Li. She's like one of my all time favorite fictional characters. She's like the older badass sister I never had. But it's like they did that redesign where they made her thighs ridiculously muscular, and it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse, but it's still pretty shocking. It's like you haven't seen somebody in a long time, and their arms are filled with bees. It's like, yeah, they're handling themselves okay, but you're still a little taken aback. And the funny thing is, yeah, you see, but then you see the new design for Godzilla, and you get the feeling it's like, oh yeah, well, check out what I can do. You think Godzilla was fat before? I'm going to make him muscle thick. It's like, seriously. In addition to the Power Rangers looking like outrageous bodybuilders, they made Godzilla. Godzilla looks like a more serious take of those deviant fetish artworks where they have like furry men who are like way too muscular with like giant pecs. Like, what the fudge is going on there? So, okay, yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm terrified what they're gonna do to the monster. It's like Pudgy Pig, but I don't know why Pudgy Pig's like giant head on like an equally huge Lou Ferrigno body. That's gonna be terrible. See, now that I got sugar and kaiju in me, that could be taken all the wrong way. So, by the way, we'll do an Icy Angel. Speaking of which, I gotta finish that Icy Angel picture. Yeah, I'm terrified of what they're gonna do with the Power Rangers. Like, oh God, Madame Woe, she's gonna be so muscular. Her the seams of her dress are gonna be ripping apart. It's gonna be ridiculous. Okay. Zizal Draw says, "Stay hydrated," and Brands End Film says, "Mel Brooks and Gary Shandling. Oh, you said juice." All right, Black Mamba said, "Yay, woo!" And Cody Batch, hello Cody Batch. Tommy Oliver is the best Ranger. Don't hate me at me. That's okay. Like, I know a lot of people love Tommy, but it's like Batman. We all like Batman, but when you have people like constantly drilling in your head every day how awesome Tommy is and no other character matters, forget the legacy of DC Comics and Power Rangers. All that matters is Batman and Tommy and Batman Tommy. You start to get a little, how should you say, bitter towards those two characters, even if they are the best. But no, Cody Batch, it's okay to like Tommy. So, and plus he always had some of the best Zords out there. So, Black Mamba, yay! Enshohma, get it? I guess so. Okay, I don't know what I got, but I get. Favorite. Okay, let's see. Holy crap, we got quite a bit of comments here. Brands Film says, "I like Ranger Brad. You can call him Ranger Brad. Most people do. There probably is a Power Ranger out there named Brad. Let me double check. Okay. Power Ranger character named Brad. Blake Bradley, the navy thunder colored Power Ranger. Oh yeah, that guy. Oh, and Brad Hawkins. Oh, that's just an act. Oh, that's the actor who played Ryan Steele in VR Troopers and the voice the Gold Ranger in Power Ranger Zeo. Okay. No. I need a character. Blake Bradley from the... Hold on. I don't even think it is that character. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, this is a Power Ranger fan inside. I can't trust this bullshit. Screw it. Back to the comments. Okay. Zizal Draw says Trent from Dino Thunder. Oh yeah, Trent was... Yeah, Trent. Okay, who was Trent? I just have... Oh, the White Ranger. Yeah, okay, he was pretty cool. Yeah, Trent was a lot of fun. So, no offense, Zizal Draws, but I imagine you look like Trent because you two are artists and you're into Power Rangers. He also likes Eric from Time Force. Yeah, Eric was a badass. So, kind of a jerk, but a badass. He's a likable jerk badass. That's rare to find in fiction. A lot better than his Japanese counterpart. His Japanese counterpart's like, good, he's dead, I'm happy. While his American counterpart is like, oh God, he almost died, I'm not happy. So there's a big difference. And Ziggy, the Green Ranger from Power Rangers RPM. You can't help but not like Ziggy. He is a lovable, silly man. So without being too annoying like other comic relief characters. Black Mamba says, I'm just popping in and out just to show my support. Thank you, Black Mamba. That's a big... that really means a lot to poor Enshohma here. Poor, lonely, sad, miserable Enshohma with plans of murder and world domination. Anyways, as minuscule as it will be. But no, Black Mamba, definitely. And I'll try to do these at an earlier date. I definitely got to bring back Livestream of Consciousness sometime next month. But yeah, I'm going to be doing more of these weekly streams. Let's see. Cody Batch says, favorite season? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1. It's childhood nostalgia blinding me. That's okay. I have so many favorite monsters from the first season of Power Rangers, from those first initial 60 episodes. I can totally see where you're coming at from there. So... okay, let me color some of this rainbow badges. I want to get this done in a timely manner. Okay. Okay. Warrior King says Mighty Morphin is my favorite, but I also dig In Space and Lost Galaxy. That's nice to know. By the way, they uploaded the last batch of Lost Galaxy episodes on the official Power Rangers YouTube. So now the whole series is available to watch. And if you're a kaiju fan, there's a lot of really good episodes in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy where they just battle more traditional kaiju-like monsters. Okay, and Warrior King follows up saying Jason is his favorite Power Ranger. Baby Sheep for some reason. Kaiju Noir says Trent from Dino Thunder, the Dino Thunder White Ranger, had one of the most compelling storylines, with his dad being the main and best villain of the series, Mesogog, the Jekyll and Hyde style dinosaur man. Alright, Cody Batch says, I'm hoping that's just a cover art and not indicative of the art overall in Godzilla vs. the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic. Unfortunately, Cody Batch, I don't think that's just the covers. They showed character designs, and yeah, all the Rangers, all the Zords, all the Godzillas are going to be ridiculously thick and heavy. I'm going to be... oh my god, it's going to be terrifying. If they bring back Anguirus for that comic miniseries, he's going to look like his Trendmaster toy, but even worse. So, like, there's going to be like a giant Gluteus Maximus butt just beneath his tail. So, look, ladies, you know you like it. Yeah. Anyways. Okay. And then Kaiju Noir says, damn boy, he's thick. And then Branzent Film says, Madam, whoa. Madam, whoa, what did they do? Oh no. You're not the woman I used to know. You're not the woman I used to whoa. Okay, that's dumb. Warrior King says, I always liked how Jason kept his cool and led the Rangers as best as he could, though through whatever insane situation they went through. Was really sad when he, Zach, and Trini left the show. That is true. Yeah, I like Trini a lot. She's cool too. Kind of a simple character, but again, awesome. Warrior King then followed up saying, loved when he came back in Zeo as the Gold Ranger. Yeah, that was a nice surprise, to be honest. That was honestly something none of us kids back then were expecting. They brought back Jason, and that was a very welcome return too, because we did like Jason. Jason was cool. So, okay. Hold on. Oh, if you hear weird noises in the background, I got two cats sleeping on the couch. That is Radar and Fluffy. I should take pictures of them. Almost. No, I got tons of pictures. Okay, then, alright, Cody Batch says, he says, don't get me wrong, I love the entire original cast of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Jason, Kimberly, Trini, Zach, and Billy. No, you got them right. That was my squad as far as the TV show characters. I wish they were real. Yes. Warrior King says, I really dig the non-Ranger heroes like Magna Defender. It's cool seeing entities that are Akina Rangers, but especially if they're not human. Yeah, the Magna Defender is a great character. I have this great video movie compilation on VHS tape where it's just the best episodes of Magna Defender, and it's a really good 70-minute feature in its own right. Does Ziggy play guitar? No. Does he? I don't remember. Warrior King says Ziggy is hilarious, but he makes you want to root for him despite not having the same combat experience as the other Rangers. He's cool too. Then Brands Films keeps hounding Warrior King, but did he play guitar? And then Brands Films Mambo was saying, yay, and responded to Baby Sheep. It's natural response, Raph. You're drunk. You're just drunk right now. Canadian bastard has a problem. In 1 minute. Oh. Okay, Warrior King. Good to know. I have the DVDs, but being able to watch it on YouTube will make it easier when I introduce the kids to the later seasons. I mostly prefer Mighty Morphin, but they've seen some of In Space and Lightspeed Rescue. And then he says, Madam Woe, oh no. Do the Babu voice, Raph. Do it. No. Okay. Brands Film says, I enjoyed it when he took the man... Never mind. Cody Batch says, my question is how they managed to get Austin St. John back for Zeo after he parted Saban on such bad terms. Well, as he jokes in various conventions, he came back to the series because he was still friendly with the actual production staff as opposed to Chaim Saban and the actual company owners. But also, in his exact words, they offered actual money this time, so he was more than happy to come back. So... Okay, hold on. I'm neglecting the damn artwork here. I gotta finish this. I can't multitask. I can't do anything. Okay, let's see what I got. Okay, what's the next color? I'll throw in some gold here. Okay, let's see what we've got. Kaijunor says... Oh, wait, Doomzilla says the Magna Defender is my favorite. Yes, and all his episodes are currently available for free on YouTube. So, if you hate commercials, that's on your head, friendo. Okay. Okay, let's see. Kaijunor says, did you see that the recent comics, the Tiger Zord and Dragon Zord combined with the White Tiger Dragon Zord is surprisingly close to the unofficial Tommy Megazord from Toy Makers 3D called Guardian Angel? No, I did not know that. At least the comics kind of play around with concepts they could never do in the American version. And even, say what you will about the Shogun Ninja Ultra Zord, even though it was just a very cheesy combine the toys together model shots for the American version of the series, at least they attempted to create an original Zord fully on the American level back then. So I do appreciate that. But no, seriously, they should have... If they were more ambitious, they really should have gotten themselves a Titanosaurus puppet to make everything look a little more seamless, in my opinion. Brands Films goes into another one of his drunken tirades. It's a Iggy's Stardust reference, Raph, my Bowie reference, my Lost Skeleton reference, Andros's Diabolic references. They're all whooshing over your noggin. Well, yeah. It's my show. Fuck you. Actually, no. Like, I think I got some of them, but for the most part, yeah, I'm not in the right state of frame to be knowing references. Plus, unfortunately, I'm going to be talking to you after the show's over, so this is really going to suck. Why don't you remember the Lost Skeleton or Cadaver, Raph? I braked it. God, my throat is parched. Warrior King says, I think my nephew will dig Lightspeed Rescue whenever he gets around to watching it, since he adores rescue-oriented shows like Paw Patrol, Fireman Sam, and Rescue Bots. That is true, yeah. And thankfully they don't skip out on actually showing people getting rescued, too. So it's like the second episode with that really cool sequence where they're rescuing people from a building while the Magnivore monster, a giant golem-like humanoid made of volcanic rock, is attacking the city at the same time, is probably one of the coolest things ever done for Power Rangers as far as model effects and model sets and effects are concerned. So, and it would definitely be a draw for kaiju fans. Of course, magnivores, humanoid shape, and according to most kaiju fans, if they're humanoid shape, nobody cares. If they don't count as kaiju, so ugh. Okay, so let's see what else we got. All right. Cody Batch says, "Me, I'm disappointed when they took Power Rangers off shows of Netflix. Me, when they are putting them on YouTube, this is not so bad." All right. And then Cody Batch says, "Kaiju Noir, we've got to have money." All right. Warrior King says they're putting VR Troopers and Beetleborgs up for free too. So far, no, they are not, and I don't know what the plans are for that either. Although, if it makes you feel happy, Warrior King, I found my VR Trooper DVDs. So if you want me to go through that show, I think I will in the near future. Brands That Film says you always seem to remember this precious pudgy pig, blah blah. And then Kaiju Noirs, do you know what this could mean to the field of live streams? It could mean actual advances in the field of live streams. I don't get that reference, but that's a fun little thing you just shared. So, okay, how long have we been going on here? 5 watching now. Started streaming less than a minute ago. Oh yeah, thank you, YouTube. You've been a big help in that regard. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to refresh the page, so be aware if you hear. Okay, 113 minutes ago. Okay. Okay, I don't do well when I go past the 2-hour mark. So, yeah, if you guys have any final questions for me, go ahead. I'll try to answer all of them, or at least answer the ones I want to answer, so don't get fresh with me, you know who. So, okay. Alright, let me finish this. I can't believe it. I was going to do... Yeah, I don't multitask well. If it's just me and some music, I do artwork a lot better. But, yeah, trying to talk while being slow on this artwork just sucks. So I thought this was a better way, but no, it's not. Oh wells. At least I got most of the work done. At least you're not looking at me trying to desperately digitally color something. So, and I think I'll throw in some bright green just for the hell of it. Every once in a while I'll take carolers from here, but I prefer the Lost Skeleton and Gadavra. Yeah, and another Lost Skeleton reference, you nutter butter. You two are just the two-headed giant of anger, aren't you? So, anyways, so about tonight's live stream, yeah, I really do think that let some aliens invade and see what happens. And to be honest, if aliens are that advanced and they do have nefarious purposes, I don't think it's going to be as simple as enslaving or egg laying or something. Although, if a lot, like, to be fair, a lot of that UFOlogy stuff is just bullshit. You know, it's like, yeah, it's great for modern storytelling and mythology and folklore, but as far as it being true, so you really get down to in the vast majority of UFOs, like, some of the UFO sightings are actually very compelling, especially the more recent ones. But to be fair, a lot of the alien abduction stories all really sound like nonsense, especially when you get into, like, what is it? Fire in the Sky is actually a pretty good movie, but they obviously left out a lot of the original eyewitness recolicious. Yeah, time to play sex music. No. The remembrance. I'm just gonna say that for now because I don't know how to say the other word. The eyewitnesses' memories of the alien abduction was finally revealed through hypnosis, supposedly. It starts out really scary, but then it gets into like usual science, like 1950 science fiction nonsense, where he meets the what do they call it? The Nordics, the race of aliens who just look like normal humans, but they're tall with like albino-ish skin and white hair. And oh my God, Brayton is one of them. Bum bum bum! Damn you, Brayton! Damn you! That's weird. Kaiju Noir. Oh, okay. He redacted a quote from Plan 9 from Outer Space. I would have remembered that. But no, it's like the only bad word he said was stupid 3 times, so I don't know why. Recollections. The Barney and Betty Hill story. Yeah, there's that one was pretty interesting. And it definitely was more subtle than a lot of these are alien abduction stories. But yeah, the Barney and Betty Hill story is very, very interesting. I think they even made a TV movie about it, starring James Earl Jones in the Barney role. And some pretty creepy aliens too, although the giant googly eye close-ups don't really help anybody. Um, okay, and then Cody Batch has a real question. Are the real Power Rangers the friends we made along the way? That's not a question, Joe Cody Batch. Get out of here. Go away. We're done. And then Branzett Film says, Aliens? Us? Is this one of your Earth references? Ah, I get that one. That's from Alien Trespass. Another great comedy. Okay. All right. Then Brandon says, hell yeah, James Earl Jones has one of the greatest freakouts ever. I haven't seen that movie since I was a little kid. I remember they used to air that all the time on TBS, but it was always like 9 o'clock on a school night, so I was never able to properly check it out when I could. But yeah, God damn it, I wonder if that movie is readily available on YouTube somewhere if you look hard enough. So I'm gonna throw in some white here. There's too much red. Yeah, too much red. Gonna change it to white. Gonna change it to white on this damn thing. Change it to white. Change it to white. Gonna change it to white. Gonna change it to white over here. Gonna change it to white over there. This wasn't a very good art stream. I am so fucking sad right now. This is really just another one that's going to go up in the future where it's like, oh yeah, this is the evidence of Raph losing his mind. So be it. It's like you've seen, like, what the hell is going on out there? It's very telling, isn't it? How Donald Trump spent 5 years kissing Putin's ass. And then when Biden is screaming for sanctions, he's very hesitant to actually do major bank sanctions. So yeah, I guess you don't want to piss off people with money, period, regardless if you're from the right or the left. Oy. Oh, okay. According to the Brayton Films, yippers, it is. The UFO incident is the title. I'm Brayton. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, but no, guys, we're going to be ending it pretty soon because, yeah, I do not do well on these chats, and I don't feel like talking to other people in public right now. So, but yeah, at least I got these stupid little things done. So, there are better. Ziza Draw, you are a magnificent artist. I will say that. I love your style. So, oh my goodness. No, yeah, but yeah, this is okay looking. Like here's the thing. I'm happy with the way Sergeant Zeron here looks, but I'm not too happy with the name. He used to be way more complicated in past designs I did. I'm trying to do a bunch of updated artwork for a bunch of various scripts I'm writing. So it's sort of like when I show somebody the script, at least they have some kind of visual reference to what the character inside these said scripts are supposed to look like. Because I hate to say it, it's like now it's nobody wants to use their imagination, but okay. But you're welcome, Ziza Draw. Oh, and by the way, Ziza Draw laughs. Ziza Draws. That picture you did of Enshohma, the kaiju mascot of mine, that was very well appreciated. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much that meant to me on that day when I needed it the most. But yeah, it's like just to find that, and it's like, oh my god, I can place this with all your other kaiju art, and it doesn't seem out of place. And it has a skeleturtle in the corner too. And then Brandon Film says, I'm a magnificent man with a magnificent machine. It's called a toaster. I got 2 of them. All right. It's probably another Lost Skeleton reference. So. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me save this very quickly before I forget. But yeah, this didn't go so well. But I can still do at least one more thing. And all right. Select all. Copy. All right, I'm gonna do the grade. This is my creation of the gradient level, and I really just do one big cheat because Photopea isn't as good as Photoshop, and I really do need to get my Photoshop in here, even if it's just an older model. Okay, so what I do is I just copy the character color, then I make a second layer with it. Okay, I put it to multiple. All right, and then what do I do? Well, first off, get rid of one. This is me just cheating to start the gradients level. Okay, and then I darken everything to pure black. I press OK. Let me get rid of the effects. Okay, make sure no effects. Okay, and then I go back into adjustments on the layer with the blackened copy of the colors. Go to lighten, light up a bit. Okay, and then just press OK when I get a gray that I like. Oh, okay. Zizodra says, I'm glad you loved the drawing, Raph. Yes, it's very nice. And Kaijunor says, I just saw it, Ziza. It's very nice work. Yes, Kaijunor, get Ziza to do some artwork for you. Pay him. He's good. He's really, really good at his stuff. And quick, too. That's something a lot of fucking artists have a hard time doing. Yes, I'm bitter. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So any final questions you guys have, go ahead. I'm here for another 10 minutes. Okay. But yeah, let me tell you about this. In the past, I used to try to do the gradients one section at a time. But now it's just easier to fill up as a single gray. Got to make sure it's a gray I want, though. Because sometimes the grays get a little too black. So what I do is I take this old little color palette that I made a long time ago on Bitmap, and then I just pick the basicest of grays, the most basic of grays, and then I just take hold on, where's the photo bucket? The photo bucket, and there. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll just go in, and I find it's a lot easier just to work from a gray base in the first place. Okay. And then I just add the areas that are not covered in shadows. Okay, hold on. This is confusing. Where am I? Oh, okay, there we go. Yes, he can draw a well, that's on you, friendo, isn't it? Okay. Where is the eraser? Oh no, do I have to find the fucking eraser now? The fudging eraser, I should say. Oh, that's cute. There's no eraser on this. How the hell did I do anything tonight? That's amazing. I went through this whole night just filling colors, and not once did I need the eraser. But still, this sucks. Yeah, okay, I've relied on Photopea too long. This is really pissing me off. Where is a basic eraser? Huh, okay. Eraser. Wow, this is amazing. Eraser tool. There you go. Now there it is. You have to activate everything. It's not even in the right click. That's amazing. Although to be fair, if I paid like $500 a month just for updated Photoshop, it'd even be more confusing. Oh, Zaiza drawing Kaijunor fall in love in the chat. Marriage, true love. Okay, Cody Batch says, I'm glad to be in the chat on one of your streams once more, even if it was the end there for a bit. No regrets. Or no regrets. No regrets here, my friend, Cody Batch. All right. And yes, so again, Ziza draws. I love the drawing you made. That was very nice. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can do this anymore. I'm slowly going mad. So... Alright, Brayton, if you want to catch me after this, go ahead. I don't know if I can last another hour, though. But yeah, guys, this is really just me putting my toes in the water and seeing if, I want to do this again, because I have been very depressed and angry, and of course, what's going on in Ukraine right now isn't making me happy either. It's like, no, seriously, if people ask me, it's like, do you want to be captured by aliens? It's like, or let the world be invaded? No, I'm fucking serious about that. I do not like the state of the world as it is, and the people in charge of it, And no, there's no great conspiracy. There's no reptile people. There's no secret aliens like they live. There's no five, what bankers. There's no, there is no evil Pizzagate conspiracy. It is just a bunch of really powerful, rich idiots doing really stupid and horrible things for stupid and horrible reasons to get more stupid and horrible money. That's all it is. There's so many things we can change and make this world better, but we can't. It's like even people we think are not, are on the up and up have disappointed a lot lately. I hate to say it, but even like as much as, oh God, there's so many things wrong. Even people who claim to be liberal and Democrat are really no different from Republicans and vice versa. And in reality, I think both sides worship the almighty dollar, and they're doing all these horrible things for the almighty dollar. So it really, really does suck. But anyways, yeah, Doomzilla says, I pray for the civilians of the Ukraine. War should never happen. Agreed. And it's like, and yeah, it's like, I know that the situation is probably way less black and white than the news is making out to be. But at the same time, it's clear that a lot of the citizens of Ukraine did not deserve this. So, this is just ridiculous. So, but yeah, with that says, I think I'm going to call it a night. And Warrior King agrees with Doomzilla. Yeah, I agree. But no. It's like, if, I honestly do hope, like, it is kind of a dream. That will never happen. But if there are alien intelligence out there and the world is about to end, I hope they show up at the last minute and take it over and try to do something better with it. And hopefully they'll turn out to be better friends and allies and teachers in that regard. And if they do end up destroying us, well, that's on our head and our head alone, if we were given a second chance. On the other hand, knowing our luck, I think if the world did end and aliens were around, they'd probably wait for us to destroy each other and then maybe come in and make a better version of humanity in our absence, if they even want to bother with that to begin with. But to be honest, it's like I don't trust our fellow man. It's like I've gotten to the point where it's either they're too shallow and cowardly to do anything right, they're too weak and ineffectual even if they mean to do right, or they're so soulless and greedy and callous towards everyone else that to call them evil would be an insult to the concept of evil. So yeah, let it's like on one hand, I'm not, if the world ends, I'm not going to worry about it. I've been around a lot of good family and friends, so be it. But it's like only a miracle can save us, because that's how bad it's getting. And if it's not the war and the budgetary things that are going to destroy the people of this world, it's the pollution, because a bunch of idiots don't want to, a bunch of people want to make a little extra thousand, deregulation, all this. So yeah, I really have kind of lost faith in mankind. But with that said, I'm very happy for all of you. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything drastic. Although it is a fun little thing to think about in the back of one's sad head. I'll do my best not to do anything drastic, because yeah, if I did something stupid and harmful, it's just going to ruin whatever legacy of goodness I had to this world. So yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to, jump off a cliff. I'm not going to go on a killing spree. I'm not going to do anything like that. So, but at the same time, yeah, I'm becoming less and less willing to accept the bullshit that humans do. So, and yeah, if I'm out there and I see a spaceship and it comes towards me, I'm just gonna open my arms and say, take me away, do whatever you want, just try to show me something better than this. So, and then Brandzent Film says, in all seriousness, alien thing kind of trivializing the whole situation. Yeah, I know, it does kind of trivialize the whole situation, but this is real life. There is intelligent life, it ain't here. Yeah, but still, it's like I have to have some kind of form of unfortunate hope out there. So, And there's got to be something better out there. So, all right. There we go. Warrior King says, I agree with you, Raf, regarding how both major political parties in our country seems to be guilty of the same sins. They accuse each other of committing over and over again too many assholes on both sides. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, with that says, I think I'm going to call it a night. And somebody broke into a car next door. Great. This is just freaking wonderful. Alright, I'll try to be happier next time, guys. But yeah, I am not. Thank God I didn't bring any guests. Peace out, Cody Batch. I will stay awesome. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. You're all appreciated. And I will talk to you later. I'm gonna end this on a song. What the heck? So let me save this. Look on the bright side of life. No! Never! Okay. Yeah, I know exactly how to end this. So. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.